Howdy folks, thanks for clicking on this video. Now, if you haven't already, I would actually highly recommend going back and watching the video series titled Let's Talk About Transgender People. And I would actually highly recommend doing that before looking at this video here, because it's going to cover a lot more just general content. And if you're just curious about what the deal is with transgender people, you're just jumping in, you don't really know anything about that, that's going to answer a lot of your questions, and this video here won't really make much sense without the context of that other video. So I know that you just got here and you just clicked on this video, but I think you'd be doing both of us a favor if you haven't already. Go back and check out the first video series. It's about 50 minutes long. That's the whole sum of it. You can watch it as one video, or you can watch it as a bunch of little segments, all of which are conveniently linked in the description right below this video. So I'd highly recommend checking that out. Thank you very much. Now, if you're coming back to this video from just watching the video series, Let's Talk About Transgender People, thank you so much for coming back. This, of course, is a video covering my experience taking testosterone injections, and I am Ernie. I am a 21-year-old transgender man, and I have been on testosterone for, I believe, about 3.5 years now. So this video, it covers my experience just trying to initially get access to testosterone injections, and it covers my experience taking those injections and pretty much experiencing a second puberty. And this is something that, it naturally takes as long as a natural puberty. So I'm still technically going through it very much right now. As you can tell, my beard is still definitely a work in progress, and that's totally okay, and that's still fun, and I really like that I get to grow this way, mostly because this has been an extremely positive experience, and just getting to see my body slowly change more and more into the kind of body that I've always wanted was really, really deeply good to see. And also, I'm so glad that I was able to record all these little bits on video, so now I can go back and just experience it again. It's been really nice to slowly become a man, because as you could imagine, going through the first puberty and slowly becoming a woman felt really uncomfortable, because that's just not who I am. That's never who I wanted to be. And now I finally get to be who I've always wanted to be, which is just a man. And I feel so deeply happy with myself because I got to do this procedure, which is really, really nice. I think everyone deserves to feel like themselves and how they want to feel. This is just my particular journey for being able to do that, and I'd love to share that with you. This is just a quick timeline that I made of all the points in the video. You're welcome to screenshot it if you'd like. And here's a list of advice that I made in this video, just in case you're also interested in taking testosterone injections. You want to see what that process is like. Once again, feel free to screenshot that if you think that's something you're interested in. And of course, remember that this is a serious medical procedure, and that this is something that you should only do if you know absolutely for sure that it is the right decision for you. And only you can make that decision, because only you know what it feels like to be yourself and to want to be a certain way. That's a decision that only you can make for yourself, and you really have to think a lot about making that decision. Another note before we dive right into this video is that the clips at the very start especially are just a little bit choppy with the editing. That's because I initially was filming it combined with my video talking about my experience getting top surgery, and later in the editing process I ended up deciding to split those into 2 separate videos. The top surgery video is also a wonderful video, and it is also conveniently linked in the description of this video if you would like to check that out after watching this video. But just so you know, that's why it's a little bit choppier. Also, I think it's funny to note that my younger self, I think before I really got the hang of filming these kind of video journals, and before I got more comfortable talking to a camera, and also just before I grew up a little bit more and matured more, I didn't really know the kind of tone that I wanted to come off with, and I think it sounds a lot more like a YouTuber kind of in style. I say a lot of, howdy folks, what's up gamers, hi squad. Wow. Funny even to say that now, but I just think that's kind of funny, and you can sort of see that going away as I get older in the videos, and I just don't talk like that anymore. And I think that probably has to do with, taking testosterone and being more comfortable with myself and my body changing, and it also probably just has to do with growing up in general. It's also funny to notice how my voice changes a lot while I initially start taking testosterone, because I'm sort of trying to get a feel for how I want to talk with this new voice. And some clips are just drastically lower than others, and you can sort of feel the voice coming from a slightly different place. And that's just because I'm figuring it out. And over time, eventually, you'll notice that it does sync back, and I have a much more consistent voice. But it's funny to notice it jumping around a bit in the middle. I didn't expect that. I expected it to be more of a smooth transition from being higher, lower, 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 and then being normal and plateauing out. But there's a lot more zigzagging in that than I expected, which is kind of fun to watch. So without further ado, let's hand it back to my much younger, much more energetic YouTuber style self. Enjoy. I am still pre-T right now. Whoa, I know, what a shocker. These looks, this style, all natural, baby. It is currently August 10th, 2022. Of course, as many of y'all know, I am a trans man, and I'm currently starting some of the funkier parts of my transition, that being the legal and medical transition. Medical transition! This is the big one. Oh golly, oh jeepers, we're here! Now, I've been looking into taking HRT, which stands for hormone replacement therapy, specifically T, testosterone. Fortunately, my health insurance covers this stuff really well, and I live in a place where there are multiple highly ranked clinics that offer HRT, so I get to pick and choose. Of course, I chose the wrong one. About 4 months ago, I reached out to this really well-known clinic, and they said that there was a year-long waiting list just to get an intro appointment. Bro, gosh dang, I'm gonna be an old man by then. So I recently reached out to another clinic that was recommended by my primary care provider, and bro, let me tell you, these guys rock. I went into my first appointment today just to go over some basic health information, answering questions like, do I smoke? Do I exercise? Do I have any allergies? Do I take any prescription drugs? The answers are no, yes, peanuts and eczema cream. Delicious. The squad there was so cool. I also asked if they could recommend a therapist to have throughout my time starting T, just to make sure everything goes smoothly and stuff, and they said they will send a list to me shortly. One thing I would recommend if you're in a similar situation as me is to take the initiative and reach out to multiple different places if the option is available. I did a heck ton of my own research, a bunch of phone calls and emails and stuff. There isn't really one single how-to sheet on reaching out to doctors to get HRT. You just gotta find a place, contact them, and see where it goes from there. You might want to have someone else, like an adult if possible, to work through this with you, but for the most part, I did it all on my own. I just borrowed my mom's insurance card for a bit, and that's it, so it's also totally doable on your own too. Next step for me right now is I've scheduled my next appointment with the clinic on the 21st night of September. That's literally the day. Before that, my primary care provider is going to give me a blood test. They call them labs. Oh boy, science class, woohoo! So I'll do that in a bit, and if it all goes well, I'll start T this fall. I'm super hyped to get a cool new low voice, and I really want to work out more and get like some muscle mass, specifically in my arms, and eventually I'd really like to grow a mustache too. The hair loss is going to be whack. I don't think there's any trans or cis guys who look forward to losing their youthful luscious locks, but it is a price that I am more than willing to pay. Peace out. It's your boy chilling at a Walgreens parking lot. I got some spicy news for y'all. Just picked up, pretty sick. I got some testosterone, the tea, that's the good stuff. I'm crazy excited. It was a little whack. I went to the meeting with the clinic yesterday, and they said that it would just be like a checkup thing because I met with them before, and they were like, cool, we can schedule another appointment, but we can't let you get tea right away.
But then, so I was kind of bummed out. I was like, but that's cool, that's chill, you know me, man, I'm a pretty flexible guy, it's all good. And then I got there, and they were like, surprise, surprise, bro, it's your T-Day. That was very cool. And they got me the prescription, and it wasn't gonna be ready immediately, because, like, it had to get to the pharmacy, and there was, like, communication and stuff. And then once I got there this morning, it's a study hall, so don't worry, I'm not missing class. It took like 20 minutes or so for them to get it, but bro, they freaking got it. So I'm excited. Today is gonna be like my first day on T. I scheduled another appointment with the clinic so that they're gonna teach me how to do the injections, which I think is gonna be good because I've never given myself injections before. I gave my pet toad injections for an infection that he had a couple years ago, but something tells me this is gonna be a little bit different. So I'm really excited to learn how to do that. This is like a pretty hefty size bag. It's like, I feel like there's like some takeout food in here. There's not. They say that the needles, there's like one needle that you do that's like wider that you do to like get the stuff in the like injecting thing, and then there's another one that's smaller that you use to actually inject it into yourself. So that's nice. So that way you don't have to like stab yourself with like a mega giant needle. They also say that it's like an intramuscular thing. I'll find out more about what that means tonight. But yeah, basically I'm crazy excited. We got some good news, bro. It's September 22nd. And it's freaking vibing. I should have done an update yesterday because it was literally the 21st night of September. That was my T-Day. So that's pretty freaking fire. Okay, what's up, dude? This is like 4 minutes on T. As you can tell, it's already amazing. I look fantastic. I know, you're welcome. It was chill, dude. It was cool, man. Hot takes right away. Dude, it was like easy. Like, it was less painful than like a normal shot. Injection site right now, totally chilled, no pain at all. Like, I'm excited to start working out tomorrow. I don't feel pain at all. It's totally cool. The shot itself, it was funky. They like showed me where it was on the leg. It's like it's like on this chunk. Like, if you lift it up and you like split your leg here and your leg here, then you feel there's like a meaty chunk that's like right here. There, where it's like muscle, it's not like fat or something, it's like that. That's where it is. Yeah, it was really easy. Dude, the doctor, so cool, so freaking cool, man, so cool. Like, showed me how to do every step of the process. I did not do every step of the process myself because I'm a little sus around needles, and that's okay, that's okie dokie. But she did it, and she like showed me how to do it so I can maybe do it in the future. I would like to do it in the future. Hopefully I can do it. I'm a little wigged out of the whole stabbing oneself with a needle. I imagine that's probably a survival instinct that tells you not to do that. But it was chill. It was way more chill than I expected it to be. I think some of the things that they said was, yeah, I wanted to do like the gel or something just because, you know, I don't like needles. Most people don't like needles. And they said that generally, like, that is something that you do when like people have the full effects already. So like, you know, they have like the facial hair growth and like the awesome low voice and all that cool stuff, and that's sort of more just like to stabilize it, because otherwise to start getting that stuff, it like takes longer with that method. I'm thinking I'd like to try doing the shots, like see how that goes first, and then work up to, and hopefully I can just keep doing that. So I probably will actually not be doing the gel stuff for a while, so that's good to know. I thought that I would start out with that, but it takes a lot longer when you just do the gels. I knew it was like a bit longer, but it's like more than a bit. And then another thing that I anticipated, and I had read a lot about this stuff before, is that usually they take like a lot of like blood tests and labs and stuff to look at your testosterone levels and stuff related to your blood. But generally, especially with injections, if you go to my clinic, they don't do that on a super regular basis, and mostly what they look for is like other side effects. So they'll ask you how you're feeling, they'll ask like about other effects, how they're coming along, and they'll check like organ function, because they explained that, you know, because you're doing an injection, the way that it works is like all of a sudden, kabam, you're on maximum testosterone mode. That's me right now. And then as the 2 weeks go by, you know, then it slowly starts decreasing, and then kabam, and then it slowly starts decreasing. So if you just check the levels like the day, like immediately after you get that injection, well, of course it's going to be way higher levels than normal, versus like if you check it like a day before you're supposed to get your injections, of course it's going to be way lower. So if that's the case and it looks like you have insanely high testosterone, it's like, oh my gosh, so then they got to do something about it. But they don't need to, because it's like doing its thing. That's what's supposed to happen. So mostly what they do is they're gonna look at like the organs and the other effects of it, because that's how they'll know if something actually unhealthy is going on, rather than that just being the cycle of how the injections work. And that is something that I did not know, but now I know, and now you guys know too. How cool is that? Woo! Heidi folks, it has now been about 4 hours on T. That is very cool. And one thing that I forgot to mention before is I recommend wearing shorts or boxers or both to T appointment if you're doing the shots. Hey, that's my dog. He's making a cameo. Look at him go. See, that's a trans ally right there, folks. Look at him freaking go. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. I recommend wearing shorts and or boxers, because the place that they give you the shots on is like kind of up your leg. And khakis do not roll up that far, as I found out. So far, dude, it's going freaking sick, man. I got no pain on the spot where I got the shot. Freaking bars. I posted it on social media, and I told my friends, I was like, yo, officially on T. That's the hot tea. I'm popular, I'm cool, we get it. So that's pretty sick. Yeah, really no changes. There's no change in my voice, obviously. I don't think there's a change in my attitude, because I'm freaking cool all the time, bro. Hyped to get acne and voice cracks. Let's go, bro. Hey, what's up? We got 30 hours on T, bro. Whoa, that's gnarly. Yeah, T actually turned your tongue blue. No, there's an icy I got. I just saw a movie with my friends. Whoa, gosh dang, I look funky now that the lights are off. Well, I'm not turning them back on. Y'all gotta deal with it, man. It's great, dude. I feel fantastic. I thought there might be, like, some kind of emotional change. I mean, I feel great. But I'm a chill guy usually. I feel great a lot of the time. But I feel extra great today. And that is pretty gosh dang cool. I feel, yeah, no pain, no changes, really. Like, there's been some moments of the day where I just forgot I was on it. As you can tell, my voice has not changed. I'm just freaking vibing. What's up? This is my voice. 2 weeks on T. Pretty gosh dang sweet. I just got a haircut. And I got my second shot. And this one kind of hurts, I think, because it was a little bit funky, because this time, like before, I wasn't watching while they gave the shot, but now, because I want to work on being able to give myself the shot, I was watching them put the needle in, and also I like had my hand over the doctor's hand while she was like putting the needle in, so I was like very much like aware of the needle going into my skin, and it felt fine. Like, believe me, the poke did not hurt, but I think because of that, I wasn't consciously thinking to like, you know, like loosen my muscles and like relax it and make it chill. So they always say that makes it worse, and it did. So like now it like hurts when I walk, but like believe me, it's not that bad. It's like literally it's just worse compared to last time, because last time zero pain, it was great, but it's already starting to alleviate a little bit, which is nice. So it was only bad for like an hour or so, but just be aware of that when you're poking in the needle in. Still remember to keep that muscle nice and relaxed if you can. If not, literally it's not that bad. So freaking chill, yo. I'm vibing. I'm sick. Heck yeah. Howdy folks, it's been about 3 weeks on T, and some updates. First of all, my acne, look, the lighting is not doing me any favors. I think this is just normal. It looks bad, but it's about the same that it was before. I have noticed some changes though. Number one, my body odor has gotten worse. It's not like a super bad, but it's just like, it's noticeable. I mean, like, we've all smelled like nasty man sweat, and now I have that. Like, not like a lot, but just like a little bit, because like, you know, you don't sweat like all the time, all the day. Hopefully. I know some friends who have like medical conditions and they do, and that really sucks. I don't though. Also, the other thing is I have noticed an increase in my sex drive, which I didn't think that would happen this early. At first, I was just like, wow, everyone just looks so good. This is so cool. Good for them. Everyone looks great. But then I realized, oh, wait a minute, it's me. But yeah, it's chill. It's like nothing insane. It's just like, whoa, that's funky. How about that? Yo, what's up? This is my voice. 1 month on T. I just got my third shot. Was it the 1, 2? Yes, that was the third shot. Yo, and this was the first one that I gave to myself. It was awesome. Like, the doctor, she didn't help me with anything. She was just like, all right, I'm just gonna watch you, make sure that it's good. And then if you do it like good, then the next time you can do it on your own at home. So of course, still with like the 2 weeks. You're supposed to always do it 2 weeks. And I did it freaking awesome. Yo, sticking the needle in yourself, it's weird. It was worse before you put the needle in, I feel like, because, you know, it was just like the initial like prick, like, oh gosh dang, it's a sharp object near me, like, and like my hand was shaking. I think it's normal for the hand to shake. At first I was like, wait, should the hand not be shaking? Because, like, you know, normally you think with very precise things, with like sharp objects, it shouldn't be shaking. And she was like, yeah, I mean, your first time the hand's gonna shake. Obviously I've seen so many videos of like folks doing it and their hand doesn't shake, but that's just because they've done it a whole heck of a bunch. Your hand's probably gonna shake the first time, and mine did. And dude, it was chill. I did it well, I gotta say. My non-dominant hand sort of like held the skin, and my dominant hand just put the needle in. Yeah, the worst part was just the little prick at the start before I put it in. Once I put it in, it was just sort of, it just went by really quickly after that. I didn't think it got in, and then I was like, okay, I'll just get the rest of it in. And then, I mean, it's just like a regular shot. It's not that bad. One thing that I wanted to mention was I had homecoming recently, and it was awesome. One of the things that I was a little bit worried about was, like, you know, because now I got this body odor. I was like, okay, well, you know, the way that I dance, it's like pretty much full-on whole night of cardio. I'm just jumping around, I'm getting into it, I am hyped, bro. So I was like, well, usually I like sweat through a blazer, so I was worried about that. But because now my sweat smells, so I have consequences. What the heck? It was chill, mostly because I think I was just conscious about it. Like, I put on a heck ton of deodorant beforehand, and I was like taking breaks. Like, once I noticed myself starting to sweat, I was like, okay, I'm gonna tone it down a little bit, unless it was playing like Lil Nas X, then I was like, okay, we can make an exception, bro. I had like a full like suit. I even had like the vest, and I had an awesome tie and the blazer, of course, and I did not sweat that much. Hey folks, this is like a month and like 12 hours on T. Update. Apparently I didn't even notice this really, but like after I recorded the last video where I said my voice didn't change, I actually went back and looked at some of the other videos that I made on here, like just like a month ago, like right when I started T. Bro, my voice like totally changed. This is sick, man. I started to start and be like, yo, what's up? And then all of a sudden I sound different. It's like, whoa, like it's not like a big change, but like it's noticeable, like something's going on. I feel like it's a little bit in the lowness, but also like in the tone maybe, like I don't know, but something's going on. I like it. And also something with that is I've noticed like my Adam's apple is like starting to hurt a little bit, which is cool. It doesn't hurt all the time, and it's for like maybe 20 minutes to an hour or so. It just sort of hurts, just like a little, like, you know how sometimes like when you're starting to grow in height, your legs just start to hurt a little. Well, I feel like the legs is worse than the Adam's apple. I don't know, maybe I'm just building up my pain tolerance because I'm a tough man now. Also, working out is going great. That's why I'm out here wearing these funky little gloves, because it's chilly by now. Dude, I think I'm starting to notice like a little bit of a gain of muscle mass. I don't know. I mean, it's possible that could also just be because like I am just working out and I wasn't working out before, but I feel like it's coming on a lot faster than it did before, because like for the past several years I've gone a few different times for like 3 or 4 months at a time. I've started working out really hard and I just got frustrated because I couldn't gain muscle mass. Part of that could also just be that I'm older now and I'm better at working out, and like I know how to do it more, but I like to think that some of that is the tea. So that is pretty cool. Howdy folks, it's your boy. Yesterday I just gave myself my first tea shot while I was alone by myself at home, and it went, I think, pretty well. Basically what happened was, like, I got all the procedures great, and dude, it was amazing. Sliding the needle in, super chill, even better than last time, because like I think now I had it in my head, like I knew exactly how chill it was supposed to be, and that was really cool. That helped a lot. I think I might have gone slightly in the wrong place. It's like, let me show you, like on my leg, you're supposed to do it a little bit further up the leg, like probably around here would probably be a better spot, but I did it here. I have like really long like femurs or whatever those are called, so that was like a little bit whack. And the reason why I think that might have been a little bit weird was when the needle went in and like when it went out. I mean, a little bit of blood came out. That's normal. That's probably going to happen. Sometimes it hasn't in the past, but most of the time it did, just a little bit. But it was also weird because like a little bit of like the oily testosterone stuff itself started to come out. And I'm like, hold up, I paid money for that. don't do that, please. I don't think it was much, like a drop or something, but I mean, when you think about it, that is kind of like a solid chunk, because like there isn't that much in the vial. Like, yeah, I slapped a band-aid right away, so I don't think much of it got out. I don't know how that would have happened, but I feel fine. My leg feels fine, as you can see. It looks fine. It was just that one little weird thing. I was like, what's up with that? This like little kind of a mustache. This is just something that I've been experimenting with myself, because like, you know, I really like to like shave off just the peach fuzz that I have, because obviously I cannot grow facial hair yet. Pretty much anyone, regardless of the sex they were assigned when they were born, usually has like a little bit of just like this sort of peach fuzz around, and I've been shaving it off everywhere. But it occurred to me recently, well, I want to eventually grow a mustache when I can, so I shaved to try to see like what that would be like. I just shaved basically everywhere around my face except for like this whole area, and then it sort of grew out. And this is normal stuff. Anyone can grow this, I think. I mean, everyone's body is different, so I think, like, I know other folks who are assigned female at birth and they're cool with being female and they don't have like a fake little mustache. So I don't know what my deal is. I think maybe I'm just kind of built different. I recommend at least giving it a shot. At the very least, it's fun.
What's up, gamers? This is my voice. 1 month and 3 weeks on T. My face looks shiny because I have acne on it, and it's very greasy, and the sunlight is not helping. Dude is sick. I just had a meeting with my doctor, and yo, T's going great. I asked about, there was the weird thing where like a little bit of the T came out of my leg last time, and she was like, that just happens sometimes. Like, most of it's in the leg, but some of it's probably not gonna all make it in there, which is chill. I get it. Nobody's perfect. Dude, it's been going great. Overall, I've definitely noticed a muscle mass. I feel like my dysphoria, my chest dysphoria has definitely gotten worse lately, which I think is probably just because, you know, it's always gonna be there. It just changes where it is. And because, like, I've lost so much voice dysphoria. Like, genuinely, I feel amazing with it right now. It is so cool, and it's only getting lower, and I'm like, yo, let's freaking go. Chest-wise, it's gotten worse. I feel like that's sort of where it's transferred, which is normal, which is chill, and we live in a wonderful age of medical technologies where we can freaking fix that. So I'm hyped for whenever that happens. Peace out. Howdy, folks. As you can see, this is the November Frog calendar. It is now officially 2 months on T. Well, I mean, not like technically, but it's like 12 hours until my next shot. I'm gonna do it like tomorrow morning, I figure. Dude, it's going great. As you can tell, I love my voice. This sounds so cool. A week or so ago, I went to my first protest with the new voice. I mean, I've been to tons of protests before. You know, looking back at the videos, it was like, oh man, I'm really glad. It feels good to yell and to like make speeches and stuff, but I don't like listening to the recordings because I don't like my voice. But now all of a sudden it's like, whoa, I sound good. Also, it is a historic moment. I just had my first voice crack today. That was super cool. I'm looking forward to more of those because it was very funny. It's crazy the effect that it's had just on like my vibe. Bro, I feel like a middle school boy right now. It is so funny. The stereotype, of course, with middle school boys, like anytime you see part of the hallway where it goes down or like an exit sign or something hang there, you have to jump up and hit it. Bro, I've done that so much, and I tell you, man, I've never had that urge before. It's the weirdest thing. But now every time I see it, I'm like, I have to touch it. Like, there's no reason. It's just like, my face is so greasy. That's really greasy. Okay, maybe I am getting more acne too. I didn't even notice because I always have a lot of acne, but it might be even more than usual. Dude, I have my first like actual facial hair. It's insane. Like the mustache, this is fake. This is a little illusion that I'm pulling. I have like an actual like a facial hair on my chin. I noticed it yesterday. It's insane. It's a Christmas miracle. What the heck, bro? It's so cool. I don't know if you can see, and it does look bad, but where is it? It's like, yeah, you can kind of see. Yeah, how about that? In amongst the forest of acne in there. How nice is that? It's so cool. It's so nice. I might shave it probably pretty soon because it looks bad, but there's like that one, and then there's like a couple other ones that are like even smaller than it that I'm not sure if it's facial hair, but it might be. But bro, I'm in my freaking neck beard era, man. It's funny. It's going great. I'm very excited. I don't know if I want a beard. I have to like think about it now because I never really got to think about it. I know I want a mustache, that's for sure. What's up, gamers? It's your boy. This is my voice. Exactly 3 months on T. Oh my gosh, it's December 21st. What's up? Winter solstice. Freaking vibing. You might have noticed in some of these clips, even the later ones, like once my voice is clearly changed, it's different, like video to video, clip to clip, and that's because I think I have to think consciously about trying to get my voice lower. I don't know if that's how it's always gonna be, or if it's just like that right now, like if it's just sort of in this gray zone where like I have this new cool ability to talk with a super deep voice. But if I'm not thinking and actively trying to do it like I am right now, this is not just default. This is me being like, okay, I'm in video recording mode. Like if I want to, how do I normally talk? Now it's hard to like switch back. I guess kind of like this actually, which is, it's still different from my voice from before. Like you can tell there's a little change in the timbre. It's cool, but it's not as low as it is a lot of the time. And I think one of the things is when I'm like talking with people and I'm like joking around, it gets higher because I get like excited, and like that's just naturally how it does, which is tricky. And I'm working on training myself so I don't do that anymore. But it's like a little mental trick, and it's kind of cool. I mean, we've all had an experience at some point like trying to get out of like funky habits and stuff. So it's kind of cool that I now have the ability to train myself to talk in the low voice, which is cool. But I'm still working with it. Like I think it's only about like 50% of the time or so I actually remember to take advantage of the cool low voice. What's up, gamers? This is my voice. A little over 3 months on tea. I'm just about to do my next tea shot. I'm in my pajamas, and I'm in the freaking Caribbean. Look out here. Look behind me. Look at that. That's a hammock, and that's a lot of palm trees. So, pretty swag. And what this means, of course, is, yes, your boy successfully traveled on an airplane with my tea, and I'm gonna get my next tea shot in, like, right after this video. So, pretty sick. Dude, yeah, talking about how to travel with tea. It is surprisingly easy. I was blown away by how chill this stuff was. It was great. So first of all, I recommend Googling it and like checking out the TSA website or like the airline website, or, you know, a reliable source just to double check with this, because who knows, maybe after I post this, something will have changed. But as of right now, when I'm filming this, which is a long time before this video will be posted, this is how it is. So just double check with another source with this particular thing. But as of right now, all that you do is, of course, bring everything that you need just for however many shots that you're going to be doing while abroad. And for me, that just meant 1 syringe, 1 draw needle, 1 regular stick in my leg needle, band-aids, alcohol wipes, the testosterone, and the sharps container. So you just package it and make sure you put it in something that is easily accessible, so that if need be you can take it out. Like what I did is I just put everything in like a plastic grocery bag, and it was at the top of my bag, so when I got to security I could just pop the whole thing out. And I also brought with that a copy of my prescription, which I actually didn't have originally. So I just contacted my primary care provider and was like, yo, can I have a copy of my prescription, please? And I did that a couple days before I left for the trip to give him time, be chill. And she was like, oh yeah, for sure, dude. And then I got it and I printed it out, and it was it. I had that in the bag with all of that stuff, and I made sure to, it was on the top of my bag, but I also like had some clothes around it, because, you know, I don't want it to like break or to break anything else, because your boy is smart at packing things. And then I went to security, and you're just supposed to let them know, like, hey, just so you know, I'm going to be bringing some prescription, like needles and syringes and medication. Would you like me to separate that from my bag, or would you like to run any tests on that or anything? And at that point, a lot of things could happen, potentially. They say that sometimes the TSA might want you to take it out and just like see it, or like scan it separately from everything, or they might want to actually run some tests on the stuff in it. But dude, what happened for me, it was so chill. I said like, yo, I got the medication stuff, and they were like, oh yeah, is it like a small liquid? It's not like a big liquid? And I was like, yeah, it's really small. And it was like, that's fine, you can keep it in your bag, you don't need to do anything. I was like, what? I didn't know that was an option. Whoa. And she's like, yeah, it's chill. Sometimes we just do that. So basically, be ready for whatever. Of course, it is totally legal to travel with testosterone. And of course, if you have the prescription, they may want to see that. But whatever they would do would just be like a triple check to make sure that it's all good. But you are all good if you know, get it legally and stuff, which obviously you should, and you do it safely, and you bring the disposable container, and it's all good. And pack the needles in their packaging. I don't know why you wouldn't, but like keep it in its little thing. What's up, gamers? This is my voice. Almost 4 months on T. Check out Fresh Frog calendar. Look at that. January 2023, baby. Aha, pretty sick. That is a zit on my nose. It's not a booger, it's a zit. I don't know if that makes it more or less gross. Let me know in the comments below. Just a chill little update video. First of all, of course, my voice. I think that in some situations I do more naturally. Like, I notice when I'm talking to more just other, like, men who are, you know, cisgender or have more testosterone, I lower it without even thinking at this point. And when I'm around my family, it's pretty lowered. I think just because I thought about lowering it around them more. When I'm around my close friends, sometimes it's lowered, sometimes it's not. When I'm like in some places, like it differs a lot, but I still have to think about it. What I've also noticed is that even when it's not like super low, like I'm doing it now because I'm in video mode. I feel like even when I'm not doing it super low, it still has a different timbre to it. Like it's definitely changed significantly overall. And like I've been singing a bunch of stuff, and like I haven't exactly measured how my range has changed because I forgot to measure it at the start, but I know that I'm able to hit a bunch of low notes that I was not before. And I was talking to, I'm not in choir, but like the choir teacher at my school, who's super freaking awesome, by the way. And she's like, oh my gosh, your voice sounds so cool. Like I've always wondered what it's like to hit those kind of notes. It's like that for cis guys too. Like you see people with a really low voice. Well, sometimes they don't have a low voice. For most guys, I feel like they don't have the exact same voice all of the time. And I think I'm just thinking about it a lot because obviously I'm a trans guy and I have voice dysphoria, so I'm more conscious about that. But I think in general, like, not everyone's like that. Some people have a really big vocal variation, like, that just naturally happens. Others don't. And I think I kind of do. And I kind of like that, honestly, now that I think the whole thing has shifted into a different tone and a different timbre, and I've, like, unlocked this whole new level of low notes onto that, too. And I can still hit a lot of the high stuff, too, so really it's just all gotten friggin' better, which is swag. Yeah, I like that. That feels nice. Dude, working out is going great. It is a blast, I gotta say. I'm getting into the swing of things. I added more cardio into my workouts lately because I noticed that I was gaining a little bit of non-muscle mass, which is fine, which is chill. We all love all bodies here. And I have an idea of what my body wants to look like, and I'm working towards that goal, and it feels great. I thought I flexed too, that's why I changed it to a short sleeve shirt. Check this out. It's not super great. It's not amazing. It's not Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but it's better than I've ever been before, and that feels really good. Can you see it? You can kind of see it. There's no muscle, and then there's kind of, well, there's always a muscle. There's always some in there. Look at that. Look at that. The freaking goes. They won't let me go on an airplane anymore because I got 2 guns with me. Next, hair. We've all seen I got 1 facial hair. Actually, I shaved this morning, so he's not even there anymore. And you know me, I check every morning in the mirror to see if I have more, and I don't, and that's fine. Take your time. I was honestly very surprised that I got that one this early into the game. I thought it would take a lot longer. Also, speaking of hair, you know, everyone talks about, like, hair on their butts and stuff. I haven't noticed hair on my butt. I don't know, maybe because I don't look at my butt every day, but I have noticed I have, like, a lot of hair on, like, my inner thighs, like, whatever this region is. That's new. I didn't used to have, like, any hair there, and now there's hair there, and that's kind of cool. I don't know what use that has, except for being like, hey, look at that. That wasn't there before. Now it's there now. Congratulations, bro. So that's kind of sick. Speaking of down there, bottom growth, dude, I first noticed it happening after about a month, and it's just there. It's wild how chill that is. I know for some people it, like, hurts a lot, and that is not the case for me. It is awesome. I feel absolutely nothing. It's crazy, but it's just significantly larger all of a sudden, which is kind of cool. I don't know. It's a weird, kind of funny adaptation. I always wonder what it's like to be, like, the first trans guy on T, because you wouldn't anticipate that happening, and then all of a sudden it does, and you don't really notice it right away, and then eventually eventually it's like, oh, that definitely wasn't like that a few months ago. I've also noticed that, you know, as my voice is dropping, it's popping, it's freaking rocking, it hurts. my voice box just like that. It is cool now too because I can feel it. I can't really see it. Maybe you can. I don't know if I could see it before, but when I push down on it, I can feel it, and that wasn't there before, and that's very exciting. But it does hurt, and I feel like it has increased in pain since the start, and it's not that bad. I mean, I'm a tough freaking guy. I can take it. Like, I don't really care, and it doesn't hurt for a very long time. It hurts for maybe like honestly only like half an hour max, and then it stops for like an hour or 5 minutes or 5 days or something, and then it just comes back, which is weird. It happens a lot right after I take my T shot, and then for the next few days, and then it sort of like evens out, and then kapow, the T's back, and then it's chilling out, and then it sort of does one of those things. And I do think it definitely hurts more now than it did before, which maybe that's because it's pumping out, it's getting even more intense now. It's like, yeah, we're going. I don't know what it's doing, but I don't really mind. It's all freaking good, man. That's the tea, bro. What's up, gamers? This is my voice. I think 4 months, 1.5 weeks on T. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's correct. Dude, I just got some quick little updates, some good news. Today, number one, dude, I just came back from a protest, and bro, it's kind of funny. One thing that I've noticed lately about like what it's like yelling with this funky new voice is I've become one of those people who, like, in the protest, I can do like a good, like, yeah, like that. But, you know, usually you think like a woo. Well, I can't do that. It like, my voice like breaks. Like, I can't do the high woos anymore. So now I understand why there's always some guy in the back who's like clapping really loud, and they're not going woo, they're going yeah, because that's what I have to do now. Like, my voice, it won't woo anymore, which is kind of funny. And I really like that. That's fun. What's up, gamers? It's your boy. This is my voice. I think like 4 months, 2 weeks, and some other couple of days on T. Freaking vibing. Dude, also, look at this background. Gosh dang, can you see it? Winter Wonderland over here. Golly jeepers, that's pretty freaking sweet. You can't get the full effect there, but I can from my perspective, and it is amazing. It is gorgeous. Dude, yeah. First of all, I want to talk about my voice because I've been listening to a lot of, you know, like Pavarotti, like classic opera stuff. Oh my gosh, so good, so beautiful. And dude, I remember back in the day, I used to like really want like that kind of a voice almost, because it's like so deep and so powerful. But keep in mind, there's only one Pavarotti. Like, you're probably not gonna get that. And I remember thinking, first of all, you can like actually see my Adam's apple now, which is so cool. Let me see if I can get like that side shot kind of. Can you see? I don't know. I can't see from my angle, but maybe you can actually. That's sick. So I got that. Honestly, yeah. I want to talk about the voice in relation to singing. First of all, real quick. I used to really want, like, a really good sing voice like that. But the thing with that, like, I'm not in choir. I don't really have any vocal training. But, you know, I sing for fun. I make my own videos, kind of. Thing with the voice change in singing is it doesn't make you automatically a good singer, but it does make you feel good about your singing, because I can hit these notes now that I never thought I would be able to hit, and just like the low, and like to have like the texture to it, like that rumble to it almost, then that makes it fun to sing. So then of course I sing more, and with that I get better, which is cool. And I think that's how it works. That's a more accurate way of describing it. You're not gonna suddenly just become Pavarotti, but you can be a happy guy, and that's pretty gosh dang cool. Dude, and also, look at my face right there. Dude, facial hair. Yo, I got like, I think 4 or 5 chin hairs going, so that's kind of sick. I growing a soul patch, I guess. I'll shave in like 15 minutes, but for now it's on there. And dude, also, I don't know if you can kind of see, there's like, in amongst my acne. Dude, yeah. We have friggin' hairs there. That wasn't there before. I only noticed that recently. I used to think that was just like some of the hairs up here that were getting too long, but when you look closely, that's like grown there. So I got like friggin' mutton chops. I'm going for like the Anthony season 1 Bridgerton vibe. Not really. I'm shaping it. We got the season 2. He looks better in that. What's up, gamers? It's your boy. This is my voice, officially 5 months on T. I just did a fresh shot just now. Pretty freaking sick. And again, my face is all shiny because I have a bunch more acne now. Dude, it's going sick. First of all, with the voice while I'm talking about it, I think I've noticed generally it's kind of cool. It's like lower in the mornings than it is like in the rest of the day. And in the rest of the day, this is what it sounds like. This is the regular. Like, this isn't really even me like trying to do a little voice. This is just how it is, and it feels awesome. But dude, the mornings especially, bro, I'm still not like a morning person. Like, I don't think I'm not one of those, don't worry, but like it's giving me some hype at the start of the day, which is awesome. It feels so nice. And then also, speaking of, I just did my T shot. I want to address two things. So number one, I think I might have mentioned before, like, I really wanted to do like a video of me doing a T shot at some point. Cause you know, there's so many videos of, that sort of stuff. There's like Instagram accounts who like live stream their T shots like every 2 weeks. And it's so cool. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. But actually, I don't know. I don't think that I can do that. Cause a big thing that maybe folks don't talk about as much is like I still have a fear of needles. Like, it's definitely gotten better, but it still gives me a little I don't like the process of the T-shot itself. And like, usually, as you know, I'm sure you've seen videos of other folks doing T-shots, and they get all the things set up, and then you have this stuff in the syringe, and you have the tea in the syringe, and you have it ready to go. You like clean off the spot in your leg, and it's all good. And then right away you put it in and you inject it, and it's good. But in between the setup and the like actual injection, for me, I just like take somewhere between 1 to 5 minutes to just like calm down and just like get the vibes back into a good place and like get my hands to stop shaking. That makes sense. I was recently diagnosed with anxiety, which makes a lot of sense. But yeah, just I don't think that I want to put that like giant like several minutes of me just like slowly breathing into a video. So you can probably picture that, because I don't want to lie and like edit it out either and be like, no, it's super easy for everyone, because I want to be honest, because that's part of the process for me, and it's probably part of the process for some other people, because you're stabbing yourself with a needle, and that's not a very fun thing to do, let's be honest. But I just want to get that out of the way and just address that that's probably not why I'm gonna make that video. Maybe I will one day, but as for now, even 5 months of doing it, like, golly jeepers, that'd be like, that's 10 T-shots right there. That's kind of sick, actually. But yeah, just so you know that it still gives me anxiety, and I think that's fine. I think that's part of the process, and afterwards, I feel good again. So it's before, I'm really excited, because I'm like, oh, let's get some tea, and then during it, I'm like, oh, this is great, and then literally, it's the moment I see the needle in my skin, and I think like, oh, I have to put this in there. Uh-oh, that's when the bad vibes come. But then you just chill for a good while, and then you do it, and then maybe it spooks you again, and you have to try it 3 or 4 times like I just did. But that's okay, because I think what I would recommend if that happens to you is just give yourself time. I do it at the end of the day. I used to do it at the start of the day, like right before school, and I don't recommend that, because then I'm time pressured, and believe it or not, time pressure does not relieve anxiety. So give yourself time, and know that that's part of your process, and know that that's okay. If you have techniques that you know help like chill you out, then do that, bro. It's all good. So that's how that goes, and that's pretty chill. And then the other thing is, now that I've been on T for 5 months, which is so cool, I think one of the things that I would wonder about for like a good while, because you know, you have this giant dump of testosterone, and then it just is like that, and it slowly decreases throughout the week. So I would have thought, like, do the symptoms of testosterone, I say symptoms like it's a disease, the effects of testosterone also sort of like ease down through that week and like jump right after the shot. And at least from what I've observed with myself, I think it's cool. The voice stuff is definitely the most, and I think I might have mentioned this before too, like I can feel my Adam's apple like hurting a whole bunch right after that T-shot in those first few days right after. And then as it goes through the next 2 weeks, it sort of decreases that pain. It just happens less. And other than that, I don't think there's really any other changes, because I've been paying attention with like my acne and stuff, and not really. Nothing else really jumps out like that. I don't know if you've seen the movie Bros, but they talk about like right after you get a T-shot, there's like a specific window that you're supposed to work out in or something, but that's just people taking steroids. That's not actually like trans men taking T. So I don't know if that makes it different, or maybe it was just lying. I don't know. I haven't noticed anything in that necessarily. I think working out, the best thing you can do regardless is just to have a consistent schedule. So don't focus too much on the windows, or like, oh, it doesn't matter if I work out now because I'm getting my T-shot tomorrow, so it'll be better if I do it the next day or something. Just work out consistently. That's the best thing you can do, I think. Get my thumb way in the way. So yeah, that's pretty much the tea. What's up, gamers? It's your boy. This is my voice. I think about 6 months, 3 weeks on T, roughly right around there. Dude, I'm vibing. I'm chilling. Check out this new frog calendar. Look at him go. What is it? March right now? Cruising. Bro, a little update. You can kind of see, like, dude, I got, like, some actual facial hair going on. Actually, you can't really see too well, but there's like little hairs kind of up around there. I mean, it's intermixed with the acne. I want to be clear, the first thing that you see is definitely the acne, but there's also a little bit some there if you look really close. And yeah, it's not, you can see like that you can see kind of good, that you can see kind of good. And I feel like this has shown up in about the last week or so, which has been cool. You can see the other side too, not as well. Once again, you see the acne a little bit more, and I apologize for shoving that in your face because it doesn't look super great. But dude, I'm vibing. I think I might shave it just because it looks kind of gnarly. Oh yeah, you can actually kind of see pretty good right there. But right now, I just want to like let it grow out a little bit more so I can get a better idea of what I'm working with exactly. What's up, gamers? It's your boy. This is my voice. 8 months and 2 weeks on T. Yeah, sure. We'll keep it with that. Sorry for the lighting. It's a little bit weird, but this week's gonna be quick. Oh, check it out. New frog calendar. Look at that. May. Pretty cool. Vibing. In case you were ever wondering what happens if you do the T-shot too far down on your leg, to show you what that looks like, that's like, usually you're supposed to do it here. If you do it too far this direction, like what I did it right around here. I'm not going to show it for a reason that I'm going to explain in a little bit, but if you ever wonder what happens if you do it too far that direction, it's because there's a whole lot of blood, and you don't want that. I was like, I was paying attention, but like, it's been a long day, we got freaking exams, I'm like, whatever, I'll just put it. I wasn't like looking a bajillion%, I was like, oh snap, that's like a full 6 inches the wrong direction, and it worked, the T went in fine, and I'm not showing it because it's like stained with blood. Just in case you're wondering why you're supposed to do it in a very particular spot, it's because if you do it too far that way, that's gonna happen. And if you do it too far another way, I don't want to know what's gonna happen, so I'm not gonna find out. So you don't have to use me 1000% as your human guinea pig, but you do have that little fun fact of knowledge. And now I do too, learning from experience. How about that? See ya. What's up, gamers? It's your boy. This is my voice. I think about 10 months and 2 weeks on T. That's pretty freaking good. We got a fresh frog today, but actually we got even more than that because I forgot to do a video for all of Pride Month, ironically, and it's actually July 1st, so that means that we have 2 new frogs. This is the first time that I've ever seen this frog. That is a true fact. Look at him. Oh, that's kind of nice. He's in a little pond. He looks like he's having a good old time. How's that? I have to pin that up. I'll pin that up later, but you guys get a sneak peek, so that's cool. As you can see, I have a mullet now. I got it about a month ago, and I just never got around to making a video about it. But dude, it's freaking awesome. It feels so good. I don't know if mullets will still be in style by the time that you're watching this, but I say they're never gonna go out of style because, bro, I look freaking fly. I love this. This is awesome. And it's very manly too, so that feels great. I recommend it. It's cool. Also, update with T, I have more, I just shaved like 10 minutes ago, so I would have like more facial hair, like more around here. It's a lot denser, and I have some stuff on my chin too, but not like enough to be like a good amount, like it looks like there's a beard or there's anything actually there. It's just enough to be like, oh, that guy has something on there, which is cool. I'll freaking take it. And I know that that's part of the experience, and I'm sure there'll be more coming on the way, so that's cool. And I get loads of practice shaving, as pretty much most men do, so that's cool. Vibes have honestly been great. The reason that I haven't been able to record one of these in so long is I've just been like partying and like going on trips, and like I just got back from band camp, which was super sick, dude. I've been spending so much time with friends. It's been so much fun. So vibes are great. Now I'm out of high school. I'm going into college. I'm crazy excited. Yeah, I've been partying. It feels great. With the summer, especially, you know, as most trans men are, I was a little bit worried because, like, sometimes it's harder to cover up certain parts of your body with, like, summer clothes as opposed to winter clothes, because winter clothes, of course, it's going to be baggy. Of course, you're going to have layers. Summer, it's a little bit more difficult sometimes. And now, the fact, because, you know, I always wear, like, the 2 layers. That's my signature thing. We got the main t-shirt, then we got the outside t-shirt. And, of course, now that I'm on T, that means I'm going to be sweating a whole lot more, and my sweat smells a whole lot worse. So honestly, it hasn't really been that bad. You just got to be mindful of it. Like, the only time really that you see guys who like smell bad, it's just because they're not mindful of it. Like, it's actually very easy to manage. I mean, yeah, it smells way worse, but just if it smells really bad, change your shirt, bring an extra shirt if you need to, have deodorant. Yeah, you don't need to like learn how to do dark magic or something to make it not be a problem. It's pretty manageable, unless you have like a medical condition where it is extreme. In which case, I'm sorry, I can't really help you with that. Maybe you should try some dark magic out. I don't know, that could be helpful. For me, honestly, it's very chill. And believe me, when I smell bad, I smell bad, like, but it's very easy to manage that, so it's not a freaking problem. What's up, gamers? It's your boy. This is, I'm at the summer camp that I work at right now. I'm a camp counselor. It is less than 24 hours before top surgery. It is pretty crazy. Sorry, there hasn't been an update in a while. That's because I've been bouncing all around all over the place. But to catch you up on some things, there's zit on my face. Number one, you know, my period, it stopped like about 8 months ago, like about 3 months into T, something like that. And then all of a sudden it started a couple of days ago, which is like, what's going on? And I don't know exactly what caused that. I was worried at first. So, because I'm out here in the middle of nowhere at summer camp. I don't know if you can hear that door creaking. That's not me, that's just a door. No one else is here. But the only place that was open around there was the ER, so like, okay, well, I really want to double check that I'm okay just so that I can go out and do this surgery like in a couple of days. And I went there and it was bad. What a surprise. The only thing that they did was a pregnancy test, and that makes 0 sense because, you know, they asked if I'm sexually active, and I'm like, no. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna do this anyway. And I'm like, wait, but the whole problem was that I'm having my period, and that doesn't even make sense with like, but whatever. And they were like, oh, we need to do a vaginal exam too. So I left, but that was chill. And that is something that can just happen sometimes. Like, you can just get your period just sort of out of the blue, even if it's been gone for a while. So maybe I'll find out more about that. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But like I said, that's also kind of on the back burner because top surgery is tomorrow. That's so cool. This is my voice 1 year on T, and this is also about 3 weeks post-top surgery, so that's pretty cool. I'll start with some other news. I'm at college right now. It's going fantastic. And with T, it's going good too. There really haven't been any big changes since the last time. I think the only thing that's changed kind of is I notice I get a ton more acne on like my shoulders and arms, and like I would occasionally get some like pre-T or early T like on my biceps or something, but now it's like all the way down like my forearm and stuff. I don't really care. It's just something to be aware about. Howdy gamers, it's your boy. This is about 2 months post-op and almost exactly a year and a month on T. I like college, man. I've said that a jillion times before, but it's pretty sweet. As far as T goes, really nothing too new, as to be expected pretty much. I definitely have more facial hair. I'm still shaving it all off because it doesn't look good. It's not like enough for it to look good, but it's there, which is cool. I also think just looking back at older videos that I made, like the fat distribution in my body has changed a bit, especially in my face. I don't know, maybe I'm just making that up, but I feel like it didn't look like this. I think it looked better. I think I look pretty good, in all honesty, which is cool. I mean, we got the acne in there, but that's fine. It's part of the experience, man. Howdy, folks. This is my voice 1 year and 3 months on T. And I'm definitely into the point of the transition where it's you're just waiting for long-term stuff to happen. There's not going to be any big changes that hit, not for a while yet. I'm slowly getting more facial hair. The acne is pretty much the same. Everything's pretty much the same, and I'm chill with that. I don't remember exactly if I mentioned, but I did have my period come back about 6 or 7 months ago, sort of out of the blue, and that was weird because it had stopped for about 8 months, and then it all of a sudden started up again, and I had never heard of that happening, because, you know, there are trans guys who have T just not affect their periods, but for mine, it definitely did affect. Like, it stopped for a long time, and then it sort of came back, and it wasn't much. It was just, like, a few drops, so I just had, like, one of those really lightweight pads on for just a couple days. More than one pad. Don't have the same pad on for a couple days. And that was it. So it wasn't like what my pre-T flow was, obviously, but it was enough to be a little bit concerned. I thought, turns out that's totally fine. Now that I don't know what happened exactly, if it just needed to like get back into a cycle or something, but at this point, I found out that that happens for me about every 3 to 4 months. It's just like a mini tiny little speck of a period, and then it's gone. And there's no really big changes with that. That's consistent now as well. And that's fine. I still get the cramps from that, but not that bad. And like, I don't know, I never really noticed big mood swings or changes or anything like that. So it's all pretty much chill. Howdy folks, this is my voice exactly 2 years on T, pretty cool, and I think at this point, like I mentioned before, it's really just in the long run, while I'm waiting for stuff to happen. I think the biggest things now is just the slight fat distribution changes that you can see, you know, like in my face, and kind of my whole body, but you can't see the rest of it super well. My face is probably the biggest one if you see the comparison. And speaking of my face, probably the coolest thing is I got a lot more facial hair growth. But as you can kind of tell, I got pretty steady amounts of stubble like all around here. I kind of got a little bit of a beard over here. I'm keeping it very short though, because it doesn't look good when it's grown out. Here's what it looks like when it's grown out. Not a great look. I think one of the funnest parts about the point that I am in my transition now is that I can finally start prioritizing looking good over just the idea of passing. Like, you know, I talked about trimming my beard like a while ago, you know, when I decided to grow it out a little bit initially, I was like, what can I do to look as masculine as possible all the time? But at this point, no one's questioning my masculinity. So I might as well just look good, and that's a lot more fun to prioritize. This is my voice 3.5 years on T. I'm still taking testosterone injections, and I'm still really enjoying it. It's funny, I haven't made one of these videos in a long time, of course. I'm definitely in it for the long haul at this point. There's not any more quick fun little changes, of course. It's more just mostly slowly getting more facial hair, which, as you can see, is progressing quite nicely. I've got a little bit of a beard. I tend to keep it trimmed pretty short, just because it's kind of uneven and scraggly, and it doesn't look that great yet when it's grown out, but I think I might want a beard once it is grown out. I think that could be fun. Same goes for the mustache, of course. The lighting still isn't doing me too many favors on either of those fronts, but well, what I do really like is my sideburns on both sides. I never thought I'd be a sideburn guy, but I don't know, I think they're kind of fun, and I really enjoy that. I enjoy shaving every morning, just around here, you know. I think that's a nice routine, and it feels good. I also have a lot more body hair in general, chest hair. I suppose I can show you that if you don't mind. Important note, you know, I've just been really busy with school a whole lot lately, so I haven't been working out as much as I used to, when I was little, I talked a lot about wanting to be really buff, and when I pictured myself as a man, I pictured myself as a very muscular man, and I think that that's fun and that's cool, and sure, maybe I'll do that one day, but mostly I've just been very busy, so we're not quite there yet, but here, as you can see, a lot more chest hair growth, which is kind of cool. His side's kind of covered up with the tattoos. There's even some shoulder hair growth, which is kind of fun to see. A lot more stomach hair growth. That's that's pretty nice. And you can see my top surgery scars have really healed wonderfully. And I think one of the biggest updates that I like a lot is just my tattoos and feeling more connected to my body because of the art that I made and I get to put on myself, which is very exciting. Well, I don't put it on myself. The wonderful tattoo artist does that. But yeah, in general, 3.5 years on T. I'll probably continue taking testosterone injections for a long time or so, just until my facial hair sort of plateaus, because now I'm still consistently seeing more and more growth. Like every year or so, I look back on a photo, I'm like, because it doesn't feel like much is happening in the moment, but when you look back at an older photo, it's like, oh wait, actually there has been a significant amount of growth there. And I think that's something that a lot of non-transgender men can probably relate to as well. It's a slow process for many, not for all, but for many, and that includes me. But in general, I think I'll continue taking the injections at a somewhat higher dose as I do now for a while yet. But then once that does sort of plateau out and I finish getting as much facial hair as I eventually will, then I think I'll switch to a lower dose, either with like a patch or a gel that you can rub on just onto your skin normally. But that's sort of what it's looking like for now, and I'm really happy with the way that things are going. Of course, I feel like a man. I feel like myself. It's been a fantastic experience overall.